Hello, my name's Rachel Green and I'm an Eat Game ambassador, and today I'm going to show you how to roast a pheasant in an air fryer. So first of all, we're preheating the air fryer to 180 degrees for around about 5 minutes. And while that's preheating, I'm going to show you what to do with the game, and it's really simple. We've got a lovely pheasant here, and what we're going to do is we're going to put some onion in the carcass and a little tiny bit of fresh thyme, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub it with some oil all over. So I'll put it into that bowl to begin with, put a bit of olive oil on it, it can be any kind of oil if you want, and we're also going to season it, so just rub that all over. And if you have any other seasonings or flavours you want to add at this point, like perhaps a Cajun seasoning or something like that, then please put the oil on first and then rub in the dry seasoning. So we've got some sea salt, a little bit of sea salt. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of pepper in as well, like that. I'm just going to rub all over, make sure that the pheasant is coated with the oil, and that is on the bottom as well. And along with this, so that you're actually making the full efficiency of your air fryer, I'm actually going to add some carrots for roasting. I've just got some very simple carrots here. And we've made some hasselback potatoes as well. And again, they're going to have oil on them and some seasoning. So I'm going to put that piece of thyme in too. You can get the carrots, the potatoes, put some more oil on, some salt, pepper, and you've got your veg going on at the same time. So we're going to actually cook the pheasant and the veg for about 15 minutes to begin with at 180. We're going to then look at it and turn it down probably to about 165. So we've got about 3 minutes left to preheat, 2 minutes counting down, and it is important that you preheat it. It's like putting something into a cold oven, so you cook it more quickly. The reason people are absolutely stuck on air fryers is that they're very efficient, electricity-wise, obviously that's very important at the moment, but also they do produce a really succulent piece of meat. And particularly with pheasant, because it's actually not got a lot of fat in it, this is a really good way of cooking a pheasant really quickly. So we're about there now. I've had this on for about 6 minutes, so I think we can actually go with it. So what you do is you pull your drawer out, like that, and we're going to put in our pheasant, like that. Just pops in there nicely, you can see, and we're going to put our hasselback potatoes in, bearing in mind cut side up, like this, look really delicious, and our carrots as well. And as I say, it's more efficient if you do fillet. You might as well fill it while you've got it on and do other bits and pieces. You can go away and do another job while this is cooking away. And what a nice supper or lunch for 2 of you. Obviously, if you've got a bigger air fryer, you can get 2 pheasants neatly stacked side by side and probably some veg around it as well. But there we go, like that. Put that last carrot in. And then we're going to push that back in there. So wipe my hands and just put it on for 15 minutes. And it's as simple as that. So now we can go away and do something else. So we're coming to the last bit of the first 15 minutes. We've got 1 minute left. And the air fryer will beep and tell me that we've actually got to the end of our first 15 minutes. We're going to then look at it, we're going to turn the pheasant over and the vegetables, and we're going to see, I'm going to probe it with a probe, and we're going to see how well cooked it is. It should be about 75 degrees on the side of the leg and the breast, and obviously we need to check how the potatoes are looking, whether they're still a little bit hard or whatever. So I'm actually really excited about it. They are really quite phenomenal, these air fryers, and such an easy thing to do when you're doing other jobs. We're off. I thought it was going to beep at me, but it didn't. But it's off. So we're going to open the drawer now. Oh my God, look at that. Beautiful coloured roast pheasant. And the thing was, when it was actually starting, you could really smell it cooking. You could smell the thyme and everything going on, and just so delicious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the pheasant over like that. And I'm just going to check our potatoes as well. And they're actually really doing quite well. Still hard a little bit. And if there is anything that you think is ready, like the carrots, they can come up, but they're still not ready anyway. I'm just going to pop those over as well, more on the browning tray. And this particular one here, look, the hasselback's beginning to open up nicely. And again, they're looking really good. This is very exciting for me. So, tiny bit of salt on the bottom. And now I'm going to turn the air fryer down slightly. I'm going to turn it back on. It's already preheated. And I'm actually going to put it down to about 165. So we'll turn it on again. There we go. I'm going to take it down. It keeps going back to default setting. We're going to take it down to about 165. And then we're going to put it on for another 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, we will check it again. So my air fryer's just beeped at me and it's off and the cooking time is complete. And wow, look at that. I mean, that's absolutely glorious. So I'm now going to let it rest on a board. And here we go. Let's just take this off. Just move that to the side. Got that so you can have a quick look. Before I do that, I must probe it and just check it's the right temperature. Absolutely. There we go. Between 70 and 75 for me. And that will carry on cooking and that will be absolutely perfect. I'm going to let it rest for at least 15 or 20 minutes. But let me just plate it all up for you so you can see how absolutely perfect that is. I mean, look at that. Absolutely glorious. Crisp, it's very moist. And let's have a look at the vegetables as well. So we're going to serve, we've got a little bit of a, some herbs on the side. We've got some porcini and bay bread sauce as well. Just very, very simple. And then we've got our hasselback potatoes, which again, let me just just feel, yeah, they're completely cooked, beautifully cooked. They've got a complete meal in approximately 30 minutes. I mean, obviously cooking time will vary on the size of the pheasant. We've got some roast carrots as well. They're looking good. And these lovely hasselback potatoes. And I always keep spare gravy in my freezer, or you can just make a little bit up, but I'm not a real gravy person. So for me, because the bread sauce is so luxurious, that goes beautifully with it. And just a pan full of green vegetables, and you have got a perfect roast pheasant. And look at that, absolutely delicious. A little bit of salt on the side for the potatoes, and that's all you've got left. I'm going to tip, you've got juices in the air fryer, so you can actually make that, the gravy out of a bit of that as well. But look at that. And that's all the washing up you've got. Absolutely perfect. So, there we go. There you have it. Air fryer, roast pheasant, 30 minutes flat. The perfect supper or lunch.